I am Ilsan and we are going to be talking about the SDG number 11, which is Sustainable Cities and Communities. So, as we all know, our world is rapidly urbanizing with development in cities, where buildings are coming up and everything is becoming more technologically advanced. So today we are going to be seeing how these English stories relate to these SDGs and how it promotes a peaceful community living.
Hello everyone, I'm Richa and I'm presenting the story Nose Jewel by C. Rajagopalacharya. So basically the story revolves around two main characters. One is Meenakshi Ammal, who is a Brahmin woman who comes from a wealthy background and she's very well settled and all that. And then is our protagonist, who is Tangam. She is a maid and she works for Meenakshi. So basically, moving forward in the story, what happens is that there was a function happening in their village, and Meenakshi let Tangam borrow a diamond nose jewel. So then basically everything is going fine and the program ends. Once the program is over, Meenakshi asks for her nose jewel back, but then Tangam is surprised because she has lost it. So what happens is that Meenakshi asks for it and Tangam can't find it. So Meenakshi assumes that Tangam has stolen her nose jewel. And this spreads in the village and everybody thinks Tangam is lying and she has stolen Meenakshi's nose jewel. Although Tangam tries to justify herself saying that she has not done it, everybody just assumes she has stolen it because she's a servant to Meenakshi and she does not have much power. She does not have a voice to speak. Like Meenakshi is superior and she comes from a wealthier family, so Tangam does not have a superior voice. So basically everybody just assumes she's lying. But what happens is, fast forward in the story, Meenakshi's youngest daughter, she was playing near the drains and she finds a very shiny, something very shiny. When she looks into it, it's basically the lost gold jewel that everybody assumed Tangam has stolen. Now what happens is that Tangam is very openly humiliated in the village by everybody when this story spreads around. All the villagers think she's lying. She's publicly punished, basically. She's humiliated. Although she tries to speak for herself, it doesn't work out. Now once everybody gets to know that Tangam actually did not lie, everybody feels very, Meenakshi feels very bad and like basically Meenakshi, she tries to apologize, but then what is already done is done. So Tangam is already punished in front of people. She has. It feels like people have seen her in a different way, and all that. So in the end, what happens is that people treat her in a bad way, and how this connects to our SDG is that our SDG is number 11, which is sustainable cities and communities. So the point is that to build a sustainable city or a community, it's not just about physically building it. It's more so you have to build it with trust and equality. So what we are trying to say here is that in order to actually build a very sustainable city, it's important to treat everybody equally. It's rather than just physically building it or anything like that. We're trying to prove the point that it's more so about equally treating everyone, even if they're from like a lower background, even if they're poor, whatever the reasons may be. To build a very sustainable city, you have to treat everybody equally. So that is our main point. And it shows that without it, on the surface level, it might look like a very good going city, a very good going community, but there will be no social harmony if there is no trust, if there is no equality basically. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to present the story on the title of the Barbers Trade Union, written by Raja. The story was settled in a small town where Ram was a barber working hard for every day, but even though he working hard, he earned only little amount. And he also noticed that his fellow barbers also facing the same problem, like more hours of working and paying low wages and no support to them. So one day he got the idea that we can form a trade union, so we can demand the fair wages and better working conditions, and the fund help those in need. So first he tailing to the At first his others were escaped, but soon all are joined together and formed a trade union. They spoke about the fair wages and better working hours and funded to the help those that need. To everyone, the owners were agreed. From that day, the barbers working with joy in their shop, and customers are noticed difference. Ramu and his friends have shown unity even with a small work strength and dignity and respect. The story of related to the SDGs 11. The trade union which was formed, they improving the working condition and living goods, which is under the empowering the local workers, and
No battery. Please charge.
encouraging the fairness and cooperation. They are coming together and forming the trade union, promoting the SDGs. So the story I've chosen is the dog that ran in circles. It is a story which focuses about the meaningless routines and blind obedience found in modern society. So the story revolves around a dog that develops a habit of running in circles every day. So the animal's odd behavior caught the attention of the neighbors, and people started analyzing and imitating the dog's actions. Some called it a sign of discipline, while others saw it as a sign of devotion. And soon enough, people started arguing what it actually meant. Gradually, the dog became famous. People gathered to see the dog running in circles. Newspapers started writing about it, and experts gave theories why the dog is doing like this. Some even started copying the dog, like running in circles themselves, thinking it would give them peace and success. In the end, the dog dies of running in the circles, but people, instead of learning something meaningful from it, they kept on imitating the actions. They turn the dog into a symbol or ritual without ever understanding the blind emptiness behind its actions. So this story connects really well with the SDG 11 as it reminds us. Now this connects really well with the SDG 11, which is about making cities and communities inclusive, safe and sustainable. The dog's circling behavior reflects urban neglect, like how city life can sometimes feel mechanical and isolating. SDG 11 encourages us to create cities that focus on community well-being, green spaces and not just tall buildings and roads. It also reminds us about animal welfare, like sustainable city should care about all living beings, not just humans. Overall, the story makes us think about our own lives and reminds us that sustainability isn't just about the environment, but also about living a meaningful, balanced, compassionate lives within our communities. Thank you.
So hello everyone, Hafid here. So today we'll be looking through the story, The Tractor and the Corn Goddess. So this story revolves around the traditionals and modern technologies. So first let's see who's the protagonist. The protagonist over here is a progressive farmer who actually symbolizes modern ideas to improve agriculture. So first, the characters and the roles, the farmer who represent the tradition and faith in nature, the tractor which is a symbol of modern technology, and the corn goddess which stands for fertility, and the landlord. So now we'll get into the story. The Tractor and Corn Goddess by Mulk Raj Anand. So at the starting, the story revolves on the clash between the modern technologies and the old traditional ways. At first, this progressive farmer tries to convince the villagers that this tractor is actually useful for the village. But due to the old tradition and their old belief, the villagers think that the corn goddess will get angry on them, and their harvest will get damaged. So due to that, a progressive farmer will actually face a lot of issues, and how he overcomes through it is the story revolves. So how is this related to SDG 11? So it is related to SDG 11 by, as I highlight, needs to balance between modernization and traditional values. So the tractor symbolizes the modernization, and the old villages tradition symbolizes the traditional values. So here Mulk Raj Anand suggests that the real development is not only about technology, but also including everyone and respecting their tradition. In this way, the story reflects SDG 11 goals as it's creating communities and that are inclusive and culturally sustainable.
Can it function while getting charged?
Good afternoon everyone, myself is Nishta Sinha and I'm going to be talking about the story The Lollipop by R.K. Nayak. The story is set in the town of Madhuri post-independence, and it begins with the municipal chairman who's running for the upcoming elections wanting to make changes in the town of Madhuri. He decides to clean the streets and, hoist the flag for the Day of Independence, for the Independence Day, but is somehow not satisfied with. He wants to make more and more changes in order for the town to progress, and the first idea that comes to him is renaming the streets. The streets had the names of important party people, members of the Congress party, and that caused the people to suffer because they could not get their mail properly and could not tell other people their addresses and how they could reach. So he begins with renaming the streets and finds out that the street Sir Lolly Road has been renamed to Kabile and is irrelevant to still have, and it's not relevant to still keep the statue of Sir Frederick Lolly in the street. He believed that Sir Frederick Lolly was a tyrant and was not a helpful person during the independence, and so ordered for the statue to be taken down. The statue was huge, very big, and was not easy to tear apart. And then over here, the narrator comes into picture, who takes the responsibility to move the statue. Once he moves the statue down to his house, the municipal chairman shows up to the narrator's house, saying that we misjudged it and that Sir Lolly was actually not a tyrant but a very, very helpful person during independence. He did a lot for the town of Malgudi and died saving the Malgudi people from the floods. After this, the people ran into an agitation. They were not able to handle the fact on how such an important person for the town was dethroned from his place and moved to someone else's house. So then they started to protest outside the narrator's house and demanded that the statue must be moved back to its original place and given the respect it deserves. The narrator was now in a pickle. He did not know what to do, and since the statue was extremely heavy, it could not be moved back to its place. And the original idea that the narrator had was that he would keep the statue, sell it for parts, and get a lot of money out of it. To still have his benefit at home, he suggested that the municipal chairman buy his house as a national fund and give that place the respect of Sir Lolly. After that, the municipal chairman was convinced with this idea. He agreed and bought his house under the National Trust, and then later on, the road, Kabir Lane, was changed once again to Sir Lolly Road, and he was once again respected. The relation to the SDG is over here is that SDG 11 states the responsibility one has to make the nation more sustainable, more resilient, and more developed and sustainable. The act that we see from the municipal chairman to fix the streets and to make changes and to constantly want the town to progress shows us on how the story is connected to the relation of SDG 11. Now concluding this PPT, we can see that SDG 11 is not only about the future of our nation, it is not only about modern technologies and tolerating, but it is more about living together in peace, harmony, equality, and still taking our nation further and progressing. Over here, we can see that the way we have connected literature to the SDG 11, all our stories, shows us that how all our stories represented a small part of an SDG 11 which wants our nation to constantly progress and be sustainable. Thank you.